Hello everyone and welcome back to IxSHE Tell, Kasumi's Route. In the last episode, we learned that Kasumi has an older twin sister. Well, had an older twin sister. Unfortunately, she passed away. And it turns out that her sister Masumi, was originally the one that was in love with Hajime. And Kasumi was testing him to see if he was really worth her affection. But in the process, she ended up falling in love with him too. Because that's comedy, I suppose. And now we are off with Kasumi to visit her sister's grave. This might get a little bit sad, but who knows, we'll find out. Today is the day that Kasumi and I are going to visit her sister's grave together. Kasumi said that I didn't have to wear mourning clothes, so I just wore a normal outfit instead of a dark one. But when do I give Kasumi this letter? When I read her sister's letter again today, I remembered something. There was another letter in the envelope addressed to Kasumi. I was wondering about that too, because I feel like when we had the initial conversation, we could have said, hey, there was also this letter for you, but I think what'll happen is we'll probably give it to her at her sister's grave.
どうかしましたか?
No, nothing. I knew it. No, it's nothing. Let's go. I still haven't read the other letter, and I don't know what it says, but I can still hand it to Kasumi later when we arrive there. It's a letter that hasn't found its way to her in all the time that's passed since her sister's death. About to say, are we stopping for fish and chips first? Nope, just transitions. This looks familiar. We walk to the station and then take the bus for about 30 minutes. The terrain around us is all mountainous. I've never been here before. Well, we were here in Yui's route, but that was a different time. Since I have no outdoor hobbies, I've never had the chance to come to the mountains. Oh, is that a campsite? I imagine it gets pretty crowded here during the summertime for camping and grilling and the like. Farther back, you can see an outdoor kitchen, tables, and benches.
この辺りは初めてですか?
Sure. I knew the mountains weren't far away, but I never really had a reason to come here. So, is the grave nearby?
はい、少し行ったところに霊園の入り口があります。
Oh, it's so romantic. You come up here for stargazing, and also, if you're lucky, you might see zombies. Good. We can have a look at the area later, so let's visit the graveyard first.
ちょっと待ってもらえませんか?
I start walking, but she grabs my jacket. What is it?
はじめさんとお付き合いしてからも一人で何度かお参りはしてました。でも今日はお姉ちゃんが気持ちを伝えようとしてた人の恋人として私がお墓の前に立つわけですから。
Wait, didn't you come to see her grave? I know you said you went to your grandma's, but didn't you potentially go to her grave after we had already started dating? Somebody check me on that. You feel guilty?
お姉ちゃんどんな気持ちなのかなって。はじめさんと一緒にお参りするのが決まってからもずっと気持ちが固まらなくて、恨まれても仕方ないとは思ってるんです。
I can't possibly imagine how Kasumi feels, but I understand that the guilt is weighing on her. What I'm about to say may not sound very nice, but it needs to be said. I chose you, Kasumi. No matter what your sister would think, it's my decision.
はい、ありがとうございます。
Squeeze. Walking forward to my side, she holds my hand and locks her fingers with mine. All right, you lead the way. We keep walking for a while, and when we're almost to the other side of the mountain, we see it. The giant Western-style gate, and behind it, something that looks like a memorial. It's a nice cemetery.
はい。
Kasumi takes my hand, and we walk through the surprisingly spacious cemetery. Once we enter it, we just naturally stopped talking to one another. We walk for around 10 minutes after going through the gate, and then Kasumi stops.
ここです。
So this is where Kasumi's sister rests. Hi there. I'm Ninamiya Hajime. Long time no see, I guess. This is our long-awaited reunion, and now I don't even know what to say. I thought a lot about what to say to her, but now that I'm actually standing in front of her grave, my head has gone blank. Anyways, I'm doing fine. Also, as you probably already know, I currently have the privilege of being in a relationship with Kasumi, your sister. Naturally, she's unable to give me an answer. Instead, I just hear the trees rustle in the wind. I did get your letter, and I did read it. But I'm sorry. I love Kasumi, so I can't reciprocate your feelings. I thought I owed it to you to tell you that. Maybe I'm just being hypocritical or doing it for my own self-satisfaction or something similar. But even so, I feel like the only proper way is to tell her this myself. So you don't have to worry about her. I'll make sure that she's happy, I promise. Okay, I think that's all I need to say. I take a step back and softly push Kasumi forward.
今日は私の大切な人と一緒に来たよ。お姉ちゃんもよく知ってる人。ほら、嘘じゃなかったでしょ？私の大好きな人。
Her shoulders tremble slightly. I can't see it in her face, but I can imagine she's trying to keep her emotions from bursting out.
私今、すごく幸せだよ。毎日楽しくて、たまにお姉ちゃんのことも忘れちゃうくらい。そのくらい、はじめさんって素敵な人なんだよ。
Then Kasumi suddenly shoots a glance back at me.
怒ってる？そうだよね。だって、お姉ちゃんが狙ってた人だもん。好きな人は、しかも、相談に乗ってた妹に取られちゃったんだもん。普通、怒るよね。
She clenches her fist and starts shaking.
何か言ってよ。怒ってるなら怒ってよ。お姉ちゃんの気持ち教えてよ。
I want to say something to her, but the person she wants right now is, sadly, not me. I could only provide her a limited amount of comfort.
いいの？私このまま、はじめさん話さないよ。後でダメって言ったって。結婚だってしちゃうかもよ。もう、私の話ばっかり聞かなくていいから。
Oh,
お姉ちゃんの話も聞かせてよ。
Kasumi. Ah, right. Hey, Kasumi.
何ですか？
Okay, you know what? In fairness, this is a good time to bust out the letter. She turns around with an unnatural smile on her face. So, I discovered something in that envelope from before.
手紙ですか？
Yeah, there was also a letter in there addressed to you. Did you know that?
私宛て？
Her reaction tells me that she apparently didn't know anything about it.
どういう意味ですか？だってあれは、はじめさんへの手紙で。
There were two letters. It was a letter within a letter. I take the letter out of the envelope and give it to her. It's from your sister.
嘘。どうしてはじめさん宛ての封筒から？
She probably knew this was going to happen, and it's probably something along the lines of, it's okay, if I had to guess. That I don't know either. Sorry. To be honest, I noticed it when I first found the envelope, but I totally forgot about it until yesterday.
そうなんですか。
That would do it. That's the truth. I had so many things to think about after picking up the envelope that I forgot all about it. I didn't look at the letter, of course. Go ahead and read it.
いいんですか？
It is addressed to you. Well, yeah, It's addressed to you after all. I could have said nothing.
あ、そうですよね。
She holds her breath and takes a look at the letter.
かすみへ、この手紙を読んでるってことは、きっと二宮さんに会ったんだよね。ありがとう。私の気持ちを届けてくれて、本当に感謝だよ。でも、それとこれとは話が別です。まったく、私がいなくなってから勝手に会うなんてどういうこと？いくらかすみでも、そこばかりは感心しないな。
Well then.
なんてね、びっくりした。
Oh, okay.
冗談だから安心して。
I was about to say, that's kind of a cruel joke to play.
それで、かすみ的にはどうだった？私の言った通り、素敵な人でしょ？もしかして、かすみも好きになっちゃった。バカ。だけど、ここからは真面目な話。かすみがもし二宮さんを好きになったなら、私に遠慮なんてしないこと。私はかすみのことが大好き。だから、かすみが幸せになるために私が邪魔なら、だって、その時私はきっともういない。だから、遠慮なんてする必要ないんだから。かすみは、自分が幸せになることだけ考えて、それが、私からかすみへのお願い。いいかな？お姉ちゃんとの約束は、絶対に守ること。私はお姉ちゃんなのに、昔からかすみに何もしてあげられなかった。それどころか、かすみのお世話になってばっかりで、実はちょっと悔しかったんだよ。知らなかったでしょ。だからかすみ、最後くらい、私にお姉ちゃんらしいことさせてね。でも欲を言うなら、お姉ちゃんのおかげで二宮さんと出会えたってことは、感謝してくれると嬉しいかな。本当に、バカだよ。そんなこと考えなくたって。お姉ちゃんはお姉ちゃんなのに。
At this point, her eyes are filled with tears. Mine are getting there too, honestly. Because of that, it's hard for me to say something to her.
本当なら、幸せに過ごしてるかすみも、一度でいいから見たかったな。でも想像したら悔しかったから、やっぱり見なくてよかったかも。書きたいことはたくさんあるけど、それじゃキリがないから、前置きが長くなっちゃったけど、要するに私は、だからかすみは、一度しかない自分の人生を、元気でね、かすみ。バイバイ。お姉ちゃん。
After she finishes reading the letter, all the emotions she kept bottled up pour out at once.
はじめさん、手紙のこと、本当にありがとうございました。
Well, I wouldn't have noticed if you didn't lose the envelope, so it's all coincidence. No, it's not. It's divine providence. Her sister was doing her a favor.
そうかもしれません。ですが、偶然でも、 こうして全てがつながったんですから。やっぱり私ははじめさんと出会う運命だったんだと思います。
Seems like you no longer feel guilty.
はい、私決めましたから。お姉ちゃんが安心できるように絶対に幸せになるって。
Alright. Just tell me if there's anything I can do, okay?
ありがとうございます。でも今は必要ありませんよ。
Hmm?
だって何もしなくてもはじめさんと一緒にいられるだけで私はとても幸せなんですから。
Aw. I'm guessing this is where we go into the credits. That was really sweet, and also very sad. Okay, that might have just bumped down Yui's to being the second saddest. Oh, wow. You know what? I actually really enjoyed that route. I think if I had to rank it... that's tough. I still really like Yui's route. I think part of the reason that I like Yui's route so much is because it kind of surprised me. I didn't have really high expectations, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, for this route, it was pretty good. It had some good twists and turns. It had the most, I guess, dramatic circumstances because I was not expecting the twist to be that it was her twin sister that was in love with Hajime, and she ended up being the thing that connected the two of them, or the person that connected the two of them from beyond the grave. Which sounds very melodramatic, but is also kind of appropriate. It was good. I liked that point a lot. I do think there were a couple of parts of it where it dragged a little bit. I think kind of the setup with replacing all of the fluorescent lights and stuff like that was a little bit long-winded. I don't think we really needed that much build-up for the scene inside of... We haven't gotten to that CG yet. The school, I think we kind of could have done a little bit, and then it would have been a good lead in. But speaking of leading in, we're at the end of the credits, so now we can see the after scene, which I'm pretty sure that last CG was from. After graduating, I went to university and immediately started working afterwards. Kasumi, on the other hand, went to a specialized school after graduating to become a fashion designer. Interesting. Didn't see that one coming. That's something I learned of shortly after we became a couple. I feel like we could have talked about that some. Before she came to Kensai-Kan Academy, she had already studied fashion design in New York. Seriously, why wasn't this part of her route? I had heard that she lived with her parents overseas, but I was still surprised. It makes sense, though. Kasumi's mother herself is a well-known fashion designer, even overseas. It's been about a year now since I started working. Kasumi already made her leap in the fashion industry. She's also proposed to me, and now we're happily married. Okay, well that's cool. There it is. Kasumi, I'm ho!
はじめさん、会いたかったです。元気にしてましたか？おかわりありませんか？
Didn't I just kiss you this morning before I went to work? What, do you have a kiss quota?
いえいえ、はじめさんにとっては半日でも、今日の私にとっては半年のように感じてしまうんですよ。
How crazily in love with me are you? Not that I don't appreciate it.
それはもう、とてもじゃありませんが、言葉にするのもはばかられるくらいです。
Then what are we doing with the bottom of the screen? I think I'd prefer an expression of love that can be said out loud, though. Alright, come here.
Hi?
Come here. I'm back, Kasumi.
はい、おかえりなさい。
It really doesn't feel like I'm truly home until I've gotten my kiss. I embrace her and plant a light kiss on her lips. We've gotten in the habit of sharing kisses in the morning when I go to work and when I get back in the evenings. You're really giddy today, though. I hope she managed to stay calm at work.
そんなの当然です。だって今日は
Tuesday?
私たちの最初の結婚記念日なんですから。
I knew that. Her smile is so bright that it's almost contagious. What were you doing just now, though?
記念日ですからね。たまには手料理を振る舞おうとお料理をしてたんです。
Is it rice? Seriously? God, it's been so long. The last time she cooked for me was my birthday, and she made paella and Spanish omelets along with many other things. I'm super excited. I'm happy you're cooking for me, but try not to hurt your hands, alright? They are very important work assets for you.
そこまで不器用じゃありませんから大丈夫ですよ。
She just lifts her hands and they're covered in bandages. So she says, a certain someone is overly protective of her, constantly nagging at me to make sure she doesn't hurt herself. And that isn't Kasumi's mom, but my own. Alright, anything I can do to help?
そうですね。では、テーブルの準備をしてもらえますか？
You got it. Should we put up some candles too, maybe?
あ、いいですね。職場でお祝いにお花をもらったので、それも飾りましょうか。
Alrighty.
でもその前に、お料理ができるまではまだ少しかかるので、先に着替えてからでもいいですよ。というか、せっかくの記念日ですから、スーツは NG です。
Why not? Is it not a special occasion? Well, well. I guess a fashion designer would be picky about outfits, huh?
そうですよ。旦那さんをかっこよくコーディネートしちゃうのも奥さんの務めですから。
Again, a suit is not appropriate?
それとも、お着替え手伝ってあげましょうか？
If I say yes, what will you do? I'm fine. Take care of the food, Chef Kasumi.
デザイナーだったりシェフだったり、私もずいぶん忙しいですね。
Which is why I'm so proud of my wonderful wife. I should probably put on something that'll match her outfit. Maybe I should take a bath before changing, though?
それはダメです。
Alright. Why not?
今日は一緒に入るって決めてたんですから。
Oh, well then. What? Really? The last time we bathed together, I got too horny and we had sex, which resulted in both of us getting really, really dizzy. Ever since then, she's forbidden me from bathing with her.
何ですか？私とお風呂は不満ですか？
I didn't say that. Oh, no, on the contrary. I would drop to my knees and beg you for it.
まったく、今日だけは特別ですよ。特別に何をしても許してあげます。
And I'm gonna make you regret that. Anything? But there's so much I want to do. Also, if it's only for today, then I have a time limit of a few hours.
そうですね。例えば、はじめさんは赤ちゃん欲しくないですか？
Ah, so it is going to go that direction. A baby?
もしはじめさんが欲しいと言ってくれれば、今夜は私も頑張っちゃいます。
Well, life would be more fun with some kids. I agree. I didn't want to bring up the topic, though, since we're both so busy with work and whatnot.
遠慮しなくていいんですよ。
I guess she's trying to indirectly tell me. That's not that indirect. Do you want a kid, Kasumi?
バレちゃいましたね。
Oh, the face. Are you serious, though? You're pretty busy with work nowadays.
はい、もちろん仕事と育児の両立は簡単ではないことも分かってます。ですが、ベビー服のデザインだってできるようになりますし、生まれてくる子に絶対寂しい思いはさせません。
Okay, that's fair.
だって、はじめさんとの赤ちゃんですし、可愛くて仕方ないに決まってますから。
She's really making it hard for me to say no. Maybe she's been thinking about this for a while now? I guess I'll have to work even harder so I can support both of you.
あらあら、はじめさん。
Who said anything about both? What is it?
二人というと、それでは子供は一人だけということになってしまいますよ。
Somehow I knew that was where this was going. You want two? Who said two?
いえ、三人くらいいてもいいかなと個人的には思ってます。一人目は女の子で、次が男の子、その次は女の子がいいですかね。
All right, you heard him, boys. We've got our assignments. She's got this whole thing planned out already.
生まれてくる子も一人よりはきっと兄弟がいた方が嬉しいと思いますから。
Excuse me. As an only child, I turned out just... Let's move on. Siblings. After we visited her sister's grave that day, Kasumi stopped talking about that topic. Of course, I knew that she hadn't forgotten about her. She just wanted to take her sister's words to heart and move on. And just like she wanted, Kasumi is now as happy as she can be. How do I know that? Well, I think anyone would agree if they saw her smile. All right, I'm gonna do my best to be the best father I can be. You can count on it, Kasumi.
はい、そんなはじめさんを私はずっと応援してますから。頑張ってくださいね、お父さん。
New kink unlocked? Probably. Okay, that was sweet. You know, I actually was kind of hoping that's where this was going to go, because I think I had mentioned... I don't remember if it was at the beginning of this route, or if it was... It may have been at the end of one of the other routes, but I had mentioned I would be really surprised if we made it through all of these without there being at least one scenario where it jumped ahead, and the couple were married, and were either talking about kids or already had kids. Because I feel like that's pretty standard for almost all of these kind of games. Okay, I like the way that that came up in the end, but I have a new complaint, because I feel like it would have been really interesting to talk about the fashion designer background during her route, as opposed to just tacking that on to the end as an afterthought. I mean, really, there were other inconsequential things that we did that we could have, instead of, I mean, okay, the aquarium dates were nice, but did we really have to go to the aquarium twice? We could have done something with the fashion designer aspect. That feels like a missed opportunity, but that's just my opinion. Overall though, I liked it a lot. I'm trying to think about how I would rank it in terms of all of the routes so far. I think, in terms of the twist, it might be my favorite, because I think it had the best stakes at the end. In terms of overall pacing and details, I liked Kasumi's playfulness, and I thought the lead up to most of the scenes were, I think they were good. At this point, though, I would probably rank Yui as number 1, maybe Kasumi, either Kasumi or Ayaka would be number 2. And then whichever one isn't number 2 would be number 3. Yamabuki I probably would put 4th at this point. And now we've got one more. We still have Shiori, the longtime childhood friend route. She's going to be the one that we put a nice little button on this whole game with. So I'm looking forward to that. I think it'll be fun. I like Shiori's personality. I also can't wait to see what kind of ridiculous scenarios Yasumasa gets himself into as soon as she and Hajime start dating. Oh, that's gonna be great. It's gonna be hilarious. All right. Well, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you in the next one as we start down Shiori's route. For now, I am one half of the Bridge Boys, signing off.